This is going to be my after action for a report on OSR Con, which I attended just this past Saturday. It was in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. It was the first year of the con. It was put on by Galahad Games, run by Tony Marita, who I had never met before. Get down, go, silly cat. It was nice. It was in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, which is less than 2 hours from my house, which was awesome. I'll just start from the beginning. So I drove down Friday night, Friday early afternoon. I drove down. Like I said, it's less than 2 hours unless you're a bonehead like me and pooch two exits, even before I got out of my own state. So it was about 3 hours. Traffic wasn't bad until I got almost to Chelmsford, and then it slowed down, but it wasn't really that bad. It didn't last very long, which was great. I stayed at the recommended, I think it was recommended, Holiday Inn, and no complaints there. Great accommodations. There was some local food place. Like I said, I got there early, probably earlier than I really needed to. I'll get into that, but found a local sports bar, had some lunch. It was great. And there was actually I think a Chinese food place right like kind of in that little area outside the hotel, and I went there for dinner, and that was fine too. And the hotel was literally a 7-minute drive from the venue, which was held at the Elks Club. So that part of it was really good. Venue itself, the Elks Club, no complaints. Really nice facility. The staff was super nice, very helpful. Although there was one incident where I'd ordered some food, and this is just funny. My games that I played in 2 games, which I'll get into in a minute, were in the private room, and they brought the food to you, which was super nice. But the lady that brought my food came barging in the door. It's what it seemed like. I was back to the door. Excuse me, literally scared the hell out of me because she come in and just yelled my name out. But this isn't a complaint. It was actually funny to me and everybody at the table, but I thought I was getting jumped there for a second. But they were great. Like I said, I played in 2 games, and they were both held in the private room that they had, which was super nice. We even had our own bathroom and everything, so that was really cool. The games I played, like I said, I played in 2 games. I played in a Dragon Slayer RPG game to start the day off, and that was run by Tom Wilson of Throwaway Games, and also the guy that heads up ShireCon in Connecticut, which is another great convention that I've been to a couple times and going again this year. Yeah, that was a super fun game because Tom is a writer as well. He's put out adventures for Shadow Dark and Old School Essentials and a host of other things that I'm probably not familiar with, but I have some of his Shadow Dark stuff, and our group was the final playtest for the adventure he was running. He's writing an adventure for Dragon Slayer and called Singe. It's on Kickstarter right now. And I can tell you, it was a challenging but very fun adventure. Like I had a lot of fun playing that adventure. And Tom was an excellent games master. He ran a great game. And he also, I'm fighting with another cat now. Pardon me. Get down. Go on. Silly cats. The group was awesome. And what was interesting about the group, with the exception of one player, I had played with everybody in that group before at different conventions. We're all spread out, but I had played with all those folks before. DM Bloodworth was in that group. Mike was in that group. Single, he was in that group. And a couple other guys. One guy, and I'm going to screw up his name. I think his name was Chris. We actually played together at ShireCon in Bloodworth's starter adventure for Castles and Crusades. And he's an adult, but he hadn't played in a long time until that Castles and Crusades game. And he told us since that game, he started his own group, and he's been running games and stuff. And that's just awesome to hear. But we had a great time. That group was a ton of fun to play with. We were successful. I think we were the only only group to successfully complete that adventure, which was really cool. But that game was a lot of fun. My next game, I had a break between games. We had about an hour off between sessions, so you get to hang out and socialize and visit vendors and stuff. Um, my next game, I played Hyperborea, and run by the creator of Hyperborea RPG, Jeff Talanian. And this was the third game I've been able to play that was run by Jeff. Jeff's a great game master, obviously super creative dude. I mean, he wrote Hyperborea, which if you haven't checked out Hyperborea, you're doing yourself a disservice, because it's an awesome game, matched up with an awesome setting. I'm really looking forward to getting some Hyperborea to the table this year for my Thursday night group. We've been talking about it. I was talking about it after the con, because the con was on Saturday. On Sunday, I ran for my home group, my Castles and Crusades campaign, and we were talking about the con, and I was just like, we're going to play Hyperborea when my turn to GM comes up again on the Thursday group. So it was great. Again, this group, there was one guy, Ben, who played in the Dragon Slayer game. I played Hyperborea before with Ben, and at least another game, if not two more games at like ShireCon I've played with Ben. He's a great player, super fun guy to play, be at the table with. He's a pretty funny guy. So we had a great time. It was a great game. We actually all survived. I mean, we had one guy get killed, but he had found an iron stone that would resurrect him. So he died but came right back. He just changed his race. But that was a super fun game as well, and always a pleasure and honor to get to play with Jeff at the table. And vendors. So there was a few vendors there. Chet Minton, artist, was there, and I'll show some stuff off here in a bit. If I have one takeaway, I mean, this is the first year of the con. I don't have any complaints. If there could be a suggestion for improvement, maybe even room for more vendors. The venue was definitely big enough. What it looked like, it was, the open gaming area was quite large. I mean, they had a lot of tables out there, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time out there because, like I said, my games were in the private room, but I saw several Hyperborea tables, which always impresses me when I go to either like this con or ShireCon. Like, Hyperborea has a really good representation in New England, as it should, because it's Jeff's from New England, and the game's awesome. So I mean, it should. So maybe a few more vendors, but I'm sure that'll happen as the con grows. It's not even a complaint. It's a suggestion. I don't have any complaints about the con at all. It was excellent. Tony and his family, Mark, his brother Mark, they did it, and his dad, and a host of people that I know that he's listed online that have helped him. They did a great job, really great job. They should be commended for their first attempt. It was really good. Some of my takeaways I have from the con were, it's really cool to see like that community of gamers. And I know like Bloodworth has talked about this before, and he's absolutely right. Like, you start to see the same people at these cons, and which is really neat, because I personally haven't had a bad experience yet with anybody at a convention. Everybody's been super fun to play with and hang out with. I mean, I was at ShireCon last year, and a guy that I played with the year before, which was my first con ever, he came up to me, he remembered me, and he's like, oh yeah, we played last year. He might not remember names and stuff. I'm horrible with names, which, but everybody's really cool. And the cons, I mean, these cons are, the ones I go to kind of tend to favor like the old school OSR games, which is great. The OSR games are not going anywhere. Contrary to what some people will say, you'll hear some people say on YouTube that the OSR is dying. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, because it's not even close to being true. like, there was tons of it going on this past Saturday, and I've seen it at ShireCon and CNY, and that's nonsense. And it's great. Everybody there to have a good time, and it's cool to see those people. Like, I was leaving, I was in my car getting ready to pull out, and I saw Ben, who I'd played with twice that day. He saw me, waved. I rolled down my window, just said, "Hey, you know, I'll see you. Hopefully, see you at ShireCon." He's like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And he was asking me if I was going to Rising Phoenix, which is the following weekend. I'm not, but I'm gonna maybe try to put that on my list of other ones to go to, because I know like Bloodworth goes. It was great to see DM Bloodworth in person. I mean, he and I interact fairly often online, but that, you know, hang out, you know, shoot the breeze, game together is super fun and great to do. Seeing Mike, Mike and I game together at ShireCon. Mike has a YouTube channel as well. Super fun. I wish if I hadn't been running my game, I would have jumped in on the live stream that DM Bloodworth did Sunday night with him and Mike were on. I watched it and it was great. I wish I could have been there live, but I had to run some games. But yeah, that's my takeaway. I know it's kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to put something out there and give a little, you know, what I can for attention to this con. It was excellent. On the screen, you're going to see some swag that I got. I was badge number 8, so I was a founder at the con. So I got like the t-shirt, and then this stuff came with it. So a sticker. This is really cool. This is, if you're not familiar with Chet Minton, the artist, this is his style of work. He does really good work. I've got a bunch of stickers I bought at ShireCon last year, and I got some stuff from him actually this year too. One of the vendors I got, I'll show you some swag that I got. One of the vendors I visited, I don't remember their name, but they were selling this. I thought that was a funny sticker, and that'll probably go on my car because he said it was strong enough to go on a car. So I'm going to probably put it on there. I picked this up. This is a adventure, a Shadow Dark adventure written by Tom Wilson, and this is the color cover is a convention only cover. He has this. You can buy this adventure. You'll get, unless you're at the con, you'll get a black and white cover with the same art. But he writes really good adventures. Actually, also, because I did that, I think he gave me this as well. This is a one-page adventure, which was really neat concept. I'm going to read up on that and hopefully get a chance to use it at some point. I picked up a couple other things. Oh yeah, I got this from Chet in his booth. He had a ton of cool stuff. Like he does, I don't know if I can get my fingers to work, I'll show it to you. He does like prints and t-shirts and pins and just all sorts of really good stuff, quality. I got this from him actually. This is Warduke's helmet. I'm sure everybody's familiar with who Warduke is, but I thought this was really cool. I'm a fan of Warduke ever since I was a little kid, so I got that. I picked up one of these coins, the first official OSR con challenge coin. I grabbed one of those. I had to have one because they're neat. Really nicely done, solid metal, heavy duty. I also got this coin, which is really cool because I didn't get one. So in 2024, I went to my first convention, and that was ShireCon. And Tom had coins in, but I didn't get one. I kicked myself for it. But he had a table as well, so I was able to. He had a couple of these for sale, so I was able to actually snag one, which was awesome. And I think finally, the only other thing I got is I got this. See if I can put this on the screen without making a mess. I got this t-shirt. This was done by Chet, but it's, you know, if you grew up like most of us did, watching the Hobbit cartoon, like everybody recognizes that image. So I was able to get a t-shirt of that. It was really cool. But yeah, that's about it. I had my swag, and overall did pretty well and not spending too much money, but it was nice having it so close. Like, you know, Bloodworth drove like there and back. I could have done that. I just I don't like traffic at all, so I didn't want to deal with it. So I don't mind going down like the day before. If to do it again, I'd probably just leave later in the day unless there was plans to meet up with folks or something the day before, but probably just leave later than I did. Grab dinner down there, then crash and go to the con. So really good. Hopefully, I'm sure they're going to do it again next year. I know there's they've said there's an announcement coming. So definitely going to be paying attention to that. And if you're in the area, New England area, one of the things I'm learning, I'm a newbie to cons. I have a white belt in con attendance, I'll say. And there are a ton of great cons though in New England. That's something I didn't really realize until I started going to them. I want to check more of them out. I'm going to do ShireCon this year, and I might be working a local con in, I think, October. I got to check in with that, but I might be doing that too. So yeah, that's it. We got my next one is CNY in June, where I'm going to be a vendor for the first time. That ought to be fun. So I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll catch you at the next one.